Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Within Warzone right now, the ability to use Gunfighter loadouts on the Black Ops 6 weapons really gives you the option to just make the most well-rounded weapon possible, right? Whether you're looking for a great SMG, LMG, rifle, whatever the case is, you throw on 8 attachments as opposed to 5, and you can check off every stat category. You can get the best range and the best velocity while getting the best control and the best movement, so on and so forth. And that truly can take a great weapon, already dominant meta option, and turn it to what truly is more of an overpowered and just absolutely ridiculous option too. So today I wanted to break down 5 of the best gunfighter loadouts that in my opinion are probably bordering that overpowered conversation. So first up here we have one of my absolute favorite guns in the game right now, the Cypher. This thing with 5 attachments outright, it's great, right? Like, it is going to be low recoil, it'll be easy to use. You add in 3 extra attachments, you stack it up to 8, and this thing feels unstoppable, quite frankly, right? So for the optic, it's really a matter of preference. You might love a 2 times or a 3 times or a slate or a Kepler or whatever the case is. The Otero red dot I've been rocking a lot lately, and this thing feels fantastic. It is a low recoil, low visual recoil optic here, super clean as well, so I'm a big fan of that. Basic suppressor, keeping me off the radar. If you want even more control on this loadout, simply switch over to the compensator. That'll always be a great alternative if you favor that more over the stealthy elements of the suppressor. Reinforced barrel works great here for the better range and velocity. We're nearly to a 55-meter effective damage range, and a 972 velocity will work great. Your hit scan range is going to be phenomenal there too. Ranger foregrip for a little bit of movement, so the gun is even more aggressive, but also better horizontal control, so it's more predictable. That's a win-win. Extended 2 going to be 60 here with a 561 RPM. You're never going to have to worry about running out of ammo in a fight because this thing will kill quick. You'll have time to reload. You'll be good to go. I do go for ergonomic rear grip just because on a loadout like this, if it's my gunfighter loadout, obviously I don't have overkill. I'm not always guaranteed that secondary SMG or shotgun or whatever, right? So for the close range, or at least when I'm playing more aggressive with this is my only true primary, I'm sliding a lot. The ADS is going to matter there. This helps out a lot there. You could also just go straight up for the quick draw grip and get the max ADS. That's never a bad option. Balanced stock, better strafe is so noticeable on weapons like this. I love that feel, but then better movement as well just makes it more aggressive. Then recoil springs. If you think this gun's already super easy, you can even try overpressured, get that velocity up over 1100, and that hit scan range will be insane. But I like just being as accurate as possible. It makes the gun super consistent in my opinion, so this setup is just absolutely phenomenal. Next up, the KSV truly I think is the SMG that benefits the most from a gunfighter build. Again, don't get me wrong, with 5 attachments, this is an absolute meta SMG, but with 8, you can use this as that dominant close range SMG as like a true secondary if you wanted to buy a rifle or buy something else, an LMG or whatever the case is, out of a buy station or your second loadout. Or you could use this outright as like a close to mid-range, just run and gun option. You could buy a sniper, use it as sniper support. 8 attachments turns this into the most versatile SMG in my opinion. I love the feel of it. It's been one of my favorite sort of go-to subs for some time now, and it just works so well. So for an optic, you've got the attachment here. I know the KSV irons are not something that everyone loves. I'm kind of back and forth on them myself. I like the Kepler Microflex in this case. If I got the extra attachment slot, might as well run it, right? Suppressor, again, just to stay off the radar. If you want to use this for better recoil, compensator is always, again, that great alternative there. Just a matter of do you care if you show up on the radar. Long barrel, yet again, extending out that damage range, almost 20 meters. Fantastic for an SMG, and the damage drop-off is so forgiving here too, so great versatility there. Ranger foregrip, control, and mobility, you love to see that. Extended 250 with this RPM, we're looking at 800. Not going to be terrible, not going to be the greatest DPM ever, but it's totally sufficient for all squad sizes there. Ergonomic rear grip is so good on every single SMG, so where you can run it, it's always a good choice. Better ADS, slide to fire if you're doing a lot of slide canceling in your close range, so that's a huge help. Balanced stock, again, for the better movement. The strafing speed still feels phenomenal here with that on there too, so I love that. And then again, recoil springs. You don't really need extra velocity on SMGs, quite frankly, so free recoil, never a bad thing, right? The gun just becomes easier with no real cons there. Love, love, love the feel of this KSV. And by the way, as we are breaking down all the weapons and setups here today, if you guys enjoy the video, you find the info helpful, a like rating is always seriously appreciated, really helps grow and share the channel. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you just have not subscribed yet, we should change that. Every single day, this is your one-stop shop for everything going on in COD, whether it's the latest news and updates, the latest meta breakdowns, it's all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. Next up here, the Krig, a weapon that I know a lot of people think is a little bit awkward to use. The recoil can be a little bit weird, but it's got a great range. It's got a really good TTK over pretty much all of its ranges, and with 8 attachments, again, you can go all in on that control, make the weapon super easy to use, and still maintain a good range and extend that out some, still maintain mobility here too. It's again a weapon that really benefits benefits from jumping up from 5 attachments to 8, because you don't necessarily have to focus just on one specific category here. So in this case, I like the Willis 3 times. Again, Otero red dot's been in my rotation, the Volsky reflex in there too, just simply a matter of preference there. Compensator, the control here after the first couple of shots for whatever reason is very weird. So I've used this build with a suppressor, it's okay, but again, if you just want the like most reliability out of a weapon, you want to make it as easy as possible, why not run the compensator, right? Reinforced barrel, range and velocity, 978 velo is fantastic, 61 meter effective damage range, can't complain there whatsoever. I personally like Ranger foregrip on here, again, just because being the gunfighter loadout, I'm using this gun pretty much as my exclusive primary until I can buy that second weapon or get that second loadout. So in the mid-range, if I find myself in some close range, I still want to have some mobility, and the Ranger offering that and a little bit of control is great. If you know you're only fighting at range, feel free to use the vertical for even more horizontal control though. Extended 2 is 70 here. Fantastic. Rarely do you see that option for extended 2, but that's great where it is showing up, right? Ergonomic rear grip, again, because why not better slide to fire if you're slide canceling a lot, and ADS speed's never a bad thing to improve. Balanced stock, strafe, mobility, fantastic there. And then again, recoil springs, super important on this setup. Between recoil springs, either Ranger or vertical foregrip and compensator, the awkward control on this thing is going to be a lot easier, and you'll find a lot of success with this gun if you give it some time. Now, we haven't talked too much about this weapon so far in Warzone this year, but some recent changes to it with Season 2 Reloaded and whatnot made it a lot more practical. The AEK 973 Marksman, just not truly as its base version. You want the aftermarket part here, that full auto mod. They just buffed this, made it a little bit easier, and with that, it is definitely a weapon that is practical and competitive if you spend the time to get used to it. This thing's recoil is weird. It's basically straight vertical, but there's a lot of it, and it's got a crazy rate of fire. So the extended mag here, you only get one option. You do kind of burn through ammo, but it's also got a really competitive TTK. So like I said, that full auto mod is probably the most important part of this setup. It does give you a specific extended mag attachment there, but ups the rate of fire to 896, which is pretty crazy. You got a great damage range here. The velocity is fantastic as well. Again, I go for balanced stock and ergonomic rear grip just for the mobility benefits there to make the weapon a bit more versatile. Extended 1 is the only one you could use with this full auto though. It is a 50, so it's not the worst DPM ever, but it is certainly noticeable if you're not hitting shots consistently how quick you burn through that ammo. So spend some time getting used to the control so you can counter that and be as accurate as possible with this, of course. For that reason, I am going vertical foregrip, even though it is a mostly vertical pattern. Eliminating basically any possible horizontal bounce just makes the weapon super predictable here. Reinforced barrel, yet again, range velocity benefits. Like I said, we're up over 1158 meter effective damage range essentially there. Compensator, definitely want this for that vertical control, and then go for whatever optic you want. In this case, for me, it's the Otero red dot. But yeah, really a weapon that is very fresh to me because it hasn't been good up until this point, but now that they buffed the full auto mod, it's certainly a practical choice here and really fun at that. Hey everyone, real quick, just want to give a shout out to my friends over at G Fuel. If you are looking to stay hydrated, energized, or focused, G Fuel is the #1 place to go. They've got so many different flavors depending on what you're looking for. Their hydration tubs and their brand new hydration sticks are phenomenal. So if you're just looking to sip on something, stay hydrated throughout the day, that's a great choice. They've also got their energy tubs and their cans as well. If you're looking to stay focused and energized, whether you're gaming, doing anything else, they've got you covered there as well. If you ever want to grab anything at all from the G Fuel site, be sure to throw in code Immortal at checkout, and that'll save you some cash. Link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. And then lastly here, the Komptakt. Much like the KSV, fantastic with just 5 attachments. It's got the quickest TTK in the game up close essentially for the SMGs, but when you do throw on 8 attachments, you can get better range and even better mobility and make the weapon easier to use all at once. So it turns the most efficient up close weapon in terms of TTK to being even more versatile, to be even easier to use. Like, it's just a fantastic scenario here with the 8 attachments. So the optic, you've got it, might as well rock it. I go for Kepler, simply a matter of preference there. Compensator, better control, keeping this gun a lot easier. Accuracy is important with this rate of fire, so that's going to obviously be a no-brainer option there. Long barrel extends out that fantastic damage range even more, nearly 16 meters. You'll love to see that. Ranger foregrip, some control, some mobility, best of both worlds there. Extended 3 is only 60 here, and with over 1,000 RPM, you do burn through ammo, quite frankly. The DPM will never be good here unless we had like a 100 round mag on there, right? But it'll work. It's obviously the max, so you're going to want to run that. Ergonomic rear grip, slide to fire, ADS, balanced stock, movement, strafe. You're better all around, more versatile and aggressive with those two on there. And then recoil springs, quite frankly, super important as well to maintain that accuracy factor there. But yeah, this thing is so crazy with 8 attachments. It's truly pretty wild how good a weapon can be with 5 attachments, and then how insane it can feel when you don't have to worry about missing out on any stats possible by just adding 3 extra attachments in most scenarios. I wish this was an option for MW2 and MW3 guns. It'd make those weapons way more competitive across the board. But anyways, that being said, it's gonna wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are up to date with everything going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.